This video will rank every hero equipment combo for every single hero from the worst to run all the way to the best. All of these rankings will be based on the new balance changes coming soon, so you'll know which combos you should start upgrading and using. Let's start with the Barbarian King, who has seen the most improvement after the balance changes. In the F tier, we have these sets which are generally just going to lack the power of other equipment combos. As for the C tier, this set can still be used, but it just lacks a ton of flexibility and power, making it a suboptimal set to run for any army. Also, within the B tier, we have these possible sets that you can run. Some of these are decent choices for those without epics, but all of them will excel in different situations, making them alright, but they do lack any type of strength for a majority of the strategies or in comparison to the higher tiers. Next, we move to the A tier, where we have some pretty solid sets that your Barbarian King can also run, starting with the Earthquake Boots with the Rage Vial. While this combo used to be one of the worst, the new buff to the Earthquake Boot allows it to be much stronger and much more of a supportive set for those with zero epics. I highly recommend using this to help your troops that aren't Root Riders move through the base, while also giving your king a quick boost in speed and power. Additionally, in the A tier is the Spiky Ball and Vamp Stash combo. This combo generally works well when the king is used as a funneling unit. This allows the king to stay alive and tank more damage while also having a ranged attack, and also increases the king's base HP. All of this makes it a pretty solid set to run. Additionally, we have the very popular Giant Gauntlet and Spiky Ball combo. This is a set that has a ton of tanking thanks to the HP increase of the Spiky Ball and the Gauntlet's damage reduction. This is a great set if you're looking for your king to tank while also giving him some instant damage with the Spiky Ball, but often it will struggle outside the base where the king is rather slow and tanking isn't entirely necessary. Now we're at the S tier for the Barbarian King, as these are two competitive sets that you can run, starting with the Giant Gauntlet and Rage Vial combo. This is a very strong set due to its ability to nuke sections off the base, and it has a ton of tanking. Its flexibility allows it to be a top tier choice for most players who want to use just one set for any strategy. However, the Spiky Ball with the Earthquake Boots is just as competitive. While not as flexible as the Gauntlet Rage set, it makes up for it by having insane nuking potential. This is due to the Earthquake Boots buff of 2 tiles, in addition to the damage percent moving up to 60%. This makes it a strong instant nuke set that also offers utility for strategies that don't use Root Riders. So here is the full list for the Barbarian King as we move over to the Archer Queen. For the Archer Queen, let's start with the F tier, as these sets have poor synergy with each other and just lack any sort of viability, making them horrible to run for any army. As for the C tier, these two sets are pretty memey by nature and can often just be a waste of one of the abilities, but they can get the job done in different situations. Well, for the B tier, these options will depend on the army, whether it's an air spam attack or even in a queen charge. However, these will often be decent sets that you can run, but will often get beat out by better options. Now we move to the A tier, as these sets are very solid to run, starting with the Healer Puppet and Frozen Arrow set. This set is a very solid combo if you're planning on using your queen to set one side of the funnel by herself, allowing you to have enough survivability. This could also work inside the base, where the Frozen Arrow can help mitigate damage on your troops, and the healers may have a chance to keep your heroes and troops alive. Additionally, we have the Healer Puppet and Invisibility Vial combo. This set is also pretty dang good, but it's better off being used in smash attacks or in a hero dive, where the vial can get additional value along with having the healer puppets to keep the queen alive for just that little bit longer. Next up is the S tier for the queen, and these sets are incredibly strong and they are great for different strategies and are quite flexible, starting with the Invisibility Vial and Frozen Arrow. This combo can work quite well in a wide variety of situations and is often very good in those said situations. Regardless if it's a hero dive, a smash attack, or even a queen charge where it truly shines, it can get you great value. We also got the Giant Arrow and Healer Puppet combo. This set has a wide amount of use cases, from its ability to remove air defenses and sweepers, to its ability to create a strong funnel without needing much. It can even activate invisibility spell towers or destroy spell towers from a distance with just 2 earthquake spells. Otherwise, it has some great uses and can perfectly fit in different armies and used in different situations. Additionally, we have the magic mirror with either the healer puppets or the frozen arrow. While these two sets are quite strong, they are predominantly used within smash attacks, where the DPS of the clones truly matters, but it can also work in other strategies specifically that use a hero die. So here are all of the best sets for the Queen ranked. Now we move over to the Grand Warden, where we're going to start with the F tier. These 3 sets are ones that you should just never run due to their lack of strength, flexibility, and will just never work together in most to every strategy. We also have the C tier, and while this is just the Healing Tome and the Rage Gem, this actually can be a pretty decent combo if you're running primarily attacks that use the Druids. Specifically, the one that comes to mind is Root Rider spam with the Druids. The B tier is another group of decent equipment. Typically, the Fireball Life Gem is a decent set for those that don't have the Rage Gem, while the Eternal Tome and Fireball can still work pretty well, but typically you're going to run this in blimp-related strategies. Now we get to the A tier, as these 2 sets compose quite the option for players looking to use different strategies, starting with the Eternal Tome and Life Gem. This is mainly the go-to set if you're running low HP units or strategies. Things like Lalo or Hybrid can actually take full advantage of it, and especially since its upcoming buff, it's going to offer a lot better support for these low HP units, making it a worthwhile investment. We also have the Rage Gem with the Eternal Tome. This is mainly a combo for smash attacks, where it can speed up the Warden walk, but also is good for things like Zap, Super Witches, or Electro Titans, where the troops in this situation will still need protection, while also being able to get a slight rage buff. And these type of strategies don't really use many rage spells, so it's perfect for an army like that. Now we move to the S tier, where the Warden has a lot of different good and strong options, starting with the Eternal Tome and Healing Tome combo. Despite the time reduction nerfs to this set, this is still a very strong and very much ideal choice for plenty of strategies that still need support, especially things like Root Riders. You will need to delay your Eternal Tome Healing Tome so you can get much better value after the time reduction of these tomes. And additionally, we have to have the Fireball and Rage Gem here in S tier. This is a very powerful combo, as it has plenty of different synergies it works well with, and it can really make quick work of any base and can even make a pretty solid funnel for different strategies. Despite this, you will need to pair this with smash attacks like Super Witches or the Mass Druid, where you're typically going to run a Warden walk. It's also a good choice to use Druids in this situation, since they can actually get value from your Rage Gem. So with that said, here is what I would recommend for the Grand Warden. But let's move on to the Royal Champion. As for the Royal Champion, we'll start with her F tier, where we have the Haste Rocket Spear combo. This set is just not going to work, as it's a waste of the Rocket Spear and will often be a terrible decision to run together due to this anti-synergy. Within the C tier, these 2 sets are alright, but they lack synergy or are just fine in the long run. It's either way, these 2 sets really don't offer amazing value compared to better ones in this list. As for the B tier, these are still decent choices for the Royal Champion. However, there are just going to be better and stronger options in comparison to these. Which then brings us up into the A tier, where we have the Rocket Spear and Hog Puppets. This set, with its upcoming buffs and nerfs, will be a pretty decent choice for those of you who don't really want to change the Royal Champion's playstyle and still want to use the Royal Champion on the back end, while also having a great way to get value and force a retarget. This is where this set can actually be pretty decent. We also have the Seeking Shield with the Hog Puppets. this can still be a fairly strong set. Despite the Hog Puppet nerf, this can still work quite well, being able to clear defenses with the Seeking Shield and still having the healing, invisibility, and a little bit of tanking from the Hog Riders at the ready to help your Royal Champion. Finally, we get to the S tier for the Royal Champion, which has plenty of competitive sets, one of which still being the Haste Vial and Hog Puppet combo. This combo has to be one of the strongest options still due to its flexibility and strength for the Royal Champion in any strategy. Keep in mind that the Haste Hog will not be able to get through every compartment, but can still be a pretty solid choice if you're using her on the back end and want to quickly steam through. You just might not have a good time versus high DPS compartments. Additionally, we have the Rocket Spear and Seeking Shield combo as a nice competitive choice. This set has definitely been made stronger thanks to the upcoming buff to the Rocket Spear and making it pretty darn competitive when using the Royal Champion alone. It can get you amazing value from a distance while also still being used inside the base and can pair extremely well with 1 or 2 Earthquake spells. While this might not entirely replace the Haste Hog, it's still a very competitive option to run. So for the Royal Champion, all of these are your combos ranked. Now, in terms of the best combos for every hero, the Giant Gauntlet and Rage Vial is going to still be his best. For the Queen, the Invisibility Vial Frozen Arrow is going to be her best. The Eternal Tome Healing Tome is going to be the Warden's best. And for the Royal Champion, Haste Hog is still going to be good. Don't worry. Of course, if you need alternatives, you can always run Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots for the King, the Frozen Arrow and Healer Puppets for the Queen, the Fireball and Rage Gem for the Warden, and of course, the Seeking Shield and Rocket Spear for the Royal Champion. These are really good alternatives that you guys can run. However, if you need additional help on finding the best and worst hero equipment individually, check out this video where I rank every hero equipment from worst to best.